students, today we will discuss on the working of function generator. Function generator is a device which is used in many applications to generate many signals in a laboratory. For example, this function generator can generate sinusoidal wave, square wave and triangular wave. The function generator used in laboratory to generate the signals artificially. So let us see the principle of this function generator. The function generator has a frequency dial network. This frequency dial network consists of a potentiometer that will vary to control the frequency control circuit. Frequency control circuit uses some switching arrangement so that it regulates the two types of constant current source, one at the upper side and one at the lower side. So this frequency control regulates the constant current sources. Constant current source is connected to a circuit which is called an integrator. Integrator is a circuit we will discuss detail in operational amplifier, to which if the constant current is given to this integrator, it will generate the ramp signal. Ramp signal are those whose amplitude goes on increasing with respect to time. So this type of ramp signal is generated here. After that, this integrator circuit is connected to voltage comparator multivariator. Here the comparison is done here. In the comparator, it has a predetermined voltage level with which the output of integrator is compared. And if the voltage exceeds the predetermined level, the comparator will changes its state. For example, if the right now the state of this comparator is, for example, it is low, and if it is changes to high, then up to now the current from the upper constant current source was on, but as soon as the comparator changes the state, the upper comparator will be turned on and the lower comparator it will be turned on. Now what will happen here? The current through the integrator will be reversed, and due to which when positive ramp was generating at that time, when upper constant current source was on, now the ramp will be generated like this. So due to reverse current, the integrator will changes its output. Again, after comparison, this will again switches the state. Now right now, lower constant current source will be off and upper constant current source will be turned on. Now again the current will be in the forward direction through the integrator, and again the positive ramp will be generated. So in this way continuously positive and negative ramp will be generated, which drives the comparator. Comparator continuously changes the state from low to high. So in this way here we are generating a triangular wave at the output of integrator and a square wave at the output of comparator multivariator. Similarly, same output of integrator, it is connected to a wave shaping circuit. This wave shaping circuit uses resistor and diodes which changes the shape of triangular wave. So here by using appropriate value of diodes and resistor, this triangular wave it will be converted into sinusoidal wave. So here in the function generator, we can have square wave, triangular wave and sinusoidal wave at the same time. So this circuit, it is generating this type of signal. So it is also called a signal generator, whose frequency can be changed using this frequency dial. Then if the output of this square wave, triangular wave and sinusoidal wave, if another amplifiers are used, we can adjust the gain so that the amplitude of each signal can be changed. So by using function generator, we can generate any signal whose frequency and amplitude can be varied. This is the principle of function generator. Now let us see what are the applications of function generator. This function generator is mainly used to study the frequency response in audio frequency and video frequency or radio frequency amplifiers. So artificially those signals are generated and whose frequency can be analyzed. Second, it is used as a testing equipment in where the video circuits are there. and video processing is done there. So to generate the artificial signal patterns, this type of function generator is also used. It is mainly used for alignment of TV receivers and radio receivers. This function generator is also used. In the laboratory, this function generator is used to generate the signal as an external input signal for CRO in measurement of frequency and phase. This function generator generates sinusoidal wave, triangular wave and square wave in from low hertz to certain kilohertz. So that is the main application we use in laboratory. Hello friends, today we will discuss on digital multimeter. This type of digital multimeter you might have been used in the laboratory for measurement of current, voltage and resistance. This digital multimeter, why it is called as digital multimeter? Because it doesn't, it shows the digital digit, it shows digit, so that is why it is called as digital multimeter. No, not at all. This is digital multimeter because it uses some digital processing devices here inside the digital multimeter. So that is why it is called a digital multimeter. Here in digital multimeter, the basic digital processing device is this. This is actually a DC voltmeter and it uses some digital devices. The first block here, you can see that the analog quantity should be converted into digital form. So for this, it uses analog to digital converter. Then after that, it uses decade counter. Every digit in digital multimeter will have the value between 0 to 9. So 0 to 9 means total 10. So that is why it should have to count from 0 to 9. That means decade. So that is why it uses decade counter. Second thing, after that decade counter, it should be given to LCD display. But LCD display will receive the signals in its own form. So it should be decoded. So digital counter, decade counter, it will have the output in binary form and that should be given to this LCD display which will display only the decimal numbers. So that is why this format should be decoded. So here decoder circuit is used. After that a driver circuit is there. Driver circuit is what? The decade counter's output will be in the binary form. It will be in 1010 format. 10 will have some voltage level. And mostly to represent logic 1 we use plus 5 volt and LCD displays, these displays actually receive less than 1.5 volt. So that is why the output from the decade counter cannot directly fed to the display. So its voltage level should be decreased. So for that we use a driver circuit. Now here this is the basic DC voltmeter. The quantity to input this DC voltmeter, it must be in the DC form. Second thing, it must be in the analog form. In digital multimeter, we use two probes. One of them is red and one of them is black. Here the basic input is the red probe and second probe, it is commonly grounded to all circuit. So these are the two probes where we have to input the different quantity to be measured. Second, it uses two switches, S1 and S2. These switches are connected in pair. That means the switch S1 is ganged with S2. It means that both the switches will work on a same arm. That means if S1 is connected to VDC, at the same time S2 will be connected to VDC. In the same way, if this switch or the arm is at VAC, then second switch arm will be also at VAC. So this form a gang of switches. So these are connected in gang. These are connected in gang type. So that's why they are called as gang switches. First of all, let us see how DC voltage is measured. First of all, we have to set the range on VDC. After that, every DC voltmeter, it will have some ranges. Ranges means, suppose we have selected a range between 0 to 20. That means the maximum permissible voltage here should be 20. So for that, the attenuator circuit is used. So it will limit the voltage. After attenuation, it will directly go to the AD converter and will be displayed by LCD display. So here no conversion, further conversion has to be done because this requires a DC value and we are inputting on the DC value directly. So only attenuator circuit is used here. Second, for measurement of AC, what we have to do, we have to keep the ranges, keep the switch at VAC point. So here the switch S1 will be connected to VAC, at the same time S2 will be connected to VAC also. So here we have to convert it into DC. So for that, again attenuator circuit is there, and after rectification the AC voltage will be converted into DC. Then through this switch it is again applied to the DC voltmeter. So in this way AC voltage will be displayed here. For current measurement, this switch S1 will be connected at I point. Then through current to voltage converter, it is connected to I. Here through switch S2, it will given to again to DC voltmeter. Here the current to be measured, it is first converted into the voltage form, and this voltage is directly fed to the DC voltmeter. So in this way, that will show the DC value, and it will be proportional to the current inputted at the inputs. Next thing, to measure the resistance. To measure the resistance, what we have to do, resistance should be converted into voltage. So that can be done using a constant current source here, and a resistance, it will be connected at this point, and this constant current, it will have, for example, it will have a current of 1 ampere, and this current 1 ampere will flow through S1 to the unknown resistance. And if the resistance value is, for example, 1 ohm, it will produce a voltage of 1 volt. Now this 1 volt, it is directly fed through S2 to the VDC, that is DC voltmeter. So here the proportional value will be shown here as 1. Suppose unknown resistance is changed to suppose 2 ohm, then it will create a voltage of 2 volt. Using Ohm's law, we can calculate 2 into 1, that is 2 volt. So it will show the value of 2. So unknown resistance value shown here will be proportional with the resistance inputted here. So this is the principle of digital multimeter. The advantages of digital multimeter over analog multimeter are many. Analog multimeter uses bulky devices inside it, but in digital multimeter, it uses only digital processing. Its voltage parameters or voltage requirement, power requirement is very less. Now let us see the advantages of digital multimeter or analog multimeter. The first advantage is it removes parallax error. What do you mean by parallax error? Parallax error means in analog meter it uses a round half circle scale here and a pointer is shown here. If I observe this reading from the top, it will be shown on suppose 2. But if I observe it from my left hand side, this needle will be shown at 2.5. So this is the error. So while taking the reading from analog meter, we have to keep our side parallel to it. But here in digital multimeter, these digits will be shown here, and from anywhere they will show the same time. So this is what parallax error is. In analog multimeter, if this pointer has to remain steady at a point, it will take some time. But here in digital multimeter, the directly digit will be shown here. So the reading speed in digital multimeter is more. In digital multimeter, the input impedance means the props where they are connected, the resistance of the all circuit inside the digital multimeter from this prop will be called as input impedance. So this input impedance of this meter is very high, due to which loading effect is less. While as compared to analog multimeter, it uses coil for deflecting or for deflection of the pointer. So that is why the input impedance of the analog meter is very less. So due to which it will load, and when it load, it will show the errorful readings. In analog multimeter, where the input quantity is to be inputted, there two point of contacts are shown here. One is denoted by plus sign and another is by negative sign. Here to connect any analog meter, we have to bother about the polarity. So positive should be connected to positive, negative should be connected to negative. If reverse voltage are connected, then it will show the zero value on the reading scale. So here in digital multimeter, if this reverses, it will show negative value with the voltage or any quantity. So here autopolarization is there in digital multimeter, while in analog multimeter the input quantity should be connected in the prescribed connection only. In analog multimeter, if we have taken a voltmeter of range, for example 2 volt, and if we have to measure a voltage up to 4 volt, then the pointer here will deflect at its high value to 2 volt. So we will consider that though the input is 4 volt, it will show only 2 volt. So here we will take the error reading that it is 2 volt. But in digital multimeter, if 4 volt is given and if the range is selected between 0 to 2 volt, it will show a digit 1 at the MSM position. So it will indicate that it is over range, and this will be corrected by taking a higher range here. This digital multimeter can measure the voltage up to certain millivolt also. Next, the digital multimeter can measure the resistance from certain ohms to 20 mega ohms. So this much higher resistance can be measured using digital multimeter. The output of digital multimeter, it is suitable to store it in digital form, because the processing here in the digital form, so we can store it for digital calculations also. Last one it has less power consumption, its size is very small, its weight is very less, and high resolution, so that the readings are perfect and accurate. So these are the advantages of digital multimeter.